Turning our attention to other news, we all know cyber criminals are more sophisticated these days, but security experts say there's something else to worry about. Some malicious hackers have started selling their expertise online. That's right. Want a virus? You can get one in your very own cyber crime toolkit. And get this, budding cyber thieves can even buy 12 months of technical support with their illegal kits. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Well, joining us to explain the insanity and how we can protect ourselves, our tech expert, Jesse Hirsch. This can't be good from the sound of it. What's involved in a cyber crime kit?
Well, it's literally everything that you would need to break into computers, send out viruses under your own name, basically be an internet terrorist.
A hacker's manual, then? Is that essentially what it is?
It's even more than a manual. You don't have to know what you're doing. It's more just a big red button that you're able to sort of aim and target and press. So you don't have to understand why it's successful. It just literally gives you the armament so that you can go and cause havoc.
So, and by giving you the tools to go and cause havoc, but essentially it is a hacker's guide. In other words, you can go into any system and make a mess of it. Is that the whole idea here?
Well, and more explicitly, it looks at the industries of identity theft and the emerging industry of online extortion by hijacking someone's computer and basically asking for ransom in order for people to get access to their files. And it's because of this really profitable industry, online industry of crime, that there is so much attention that people are willing to pay upwards of $500 or $1,000 for access to these kits.
So you and I have talked in the past about this emerging dimension of cyber terrorism. This sounds to me like this is proof positive. It's out there. The idea that tech support for a period of time is offered as well. This is getting so brazen it's unbelievable.
Well, without being too cliche, it's a franchise. They're creating cells in which more and more people can benefit from their technical knowledge. You know, this notion of 12 months of support speaks to this cat and mouse game where security companies are trying to figure out how they're breaking into systems, how they're exploiting vulnerabilities, and as the criminals find new holes, they'll deliver these vulnerabilities to you, their subscriber, because you've opened up a franchise for cybercrime in your little part of the world.
So just remind us of the kind of damage that can be done if you did activate these kind of cybercrime toolkits.
Well, the number one purpose I think that people will use these kits for is hijacking computers or creating armies of zombie computers. Last week, computer researchers identified that the amount of zombie armies out there are greater than any supercomputer owned by any government, any company, or any university. This is an incredible amount of computational resources that anyone who buys these kits get access to and contributes feeding to. So the number of these armies just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Wow, you know, zombie armies. It's, you know, cue Steven Spielberg here. But as you say, there is this cat and mouse game. One assumes law enforcement authorities around the world know this is happening. So are they recruiting these special task forces, going out there, finding the hackers, recruiting them to try and stay ahead of the game?
Well, they are. The problem, unfortunately, is money. There's so much money out there in cybercrime that really the best and brightest are unfortunately being recruited to the dark side because of the potential for profit. And, you know, I think in terms of what consumers can do, on the one hand, we shouldn't be afraid, but really the onus is on us to continue running secure computers and using secure software that hopefully provides a level of defense against this type of phenomenon.
So every individual should be reminded, yes, this is a reminder we're all vulnerable, but just exercise personal due diligence with your own computers. Beyond that, is it safe to assume that those bad guys out there, it's impossible to find them and nab them?
Well, and for reasons of jurisdiction, but also for reasons of technology, that they're able to use this technology to hide, which is why I suspect we're going to move away from personal computers and more towards network computers, because that's the only way to defend, to have a common front, rather than have billions and billions of individual PCs that can be infected.
What will that mean for individuals if you're reliant on a network of computers as opposed to individuals? Does that enhance your capacity? Does it limit your capacity in some way? Are there some other concerns if you become dependent on networks?
Well, it's the classic cliche of you lose freedom, you lose the ability to do things the way you want to do in exchange for security, in exchange for being safe.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. I'm sure you and I are going to talk a lot about this in the months ahead. Very, very fascinating. Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, Nancy.